Oi, oi! I thought it was about time I'd done another vlog. At the moment I'm sitting here in Botswana. I'll go on a bit more about that in a while. I'm going to just recap on where I've been so far. Started off in Namibia, went skydiving there, had a great time skydiving even though it wasn't the best place to jump out of planes. But I had a good time with the guys. Namibia to me didn't have a lot to offer. You know, it's just one big bloody desert with a few towns in it. You know, a German colonised country. The people are very nice, and you've got that German feel about it everywhere. But you're in a town, and literally you go a couple of kilometres and you're out of town. And you're just in desert. So really fancy living there myself, but good to see. Then moved on to Cape Town, South Africa. Loved Cape Town. I truly love Cape Town. One of my favourite cities. It's got such a lovely vibe about it. It's a beautiful place over the sea, all around you. Some beautiful scenery from the mountains that go into the sea. It did really remind me of Hawaii. And I had a fab time there, staying with my mate Ryan's parents. We had this lovely house in Hoyt Bay, overlooking the sea. It was just truly stunning, and had, you know, really did have a good time there. Some real nice bars and restaurants. The food's outstanding, it really is, and it's so cheap. You know, it's really has got a good vibe there, and I had a good time with all the boys that you know that were hanging out there. I then moved on to Johannesburg, Durban before I hit Johannesburg, Pretoria, and drove around all the places. But what I found, Cape Town, it felt like a different country to me to the rest of it. Wherever I went, Durban, you know, Durban not so much as Johannesburg, but you get to Johannesburg, there's this overwhelming threat on you. You know, I never see any trouble, and you know, I went into Soweto, which is really bad, and you know, nothing come my way, but you knew it was there. Wherever you went, you knew you had to watch yourself, and it's not a nice way to feel. Every house is totally barricaded. You know, there's these big electric fences around every house. If you don't get them, you're going to get burgled. I wouldn't like to live like that, to be honest. You know, it's a beautiful country, but it's overpowered by, you know, that threat that's there all the time. You know, the South African people are really nice, and you know, I wasn't overly taken by South Africans before I went there. You know, I found them quite harsh, and I understand why there's a harshness about them, because they're, you know, they're living in that threat all the time, and they have to be you know, strong. But really nice people. The Afrikaans on the other side, I weren't, you know, too taken with them, because you felt like that the threat was there. Yeah, I know a lot's gone on in the country, but I didn't like that feeling, and I've never felt that anywhere else I've been to in the world. So, you know, I don't think that's good. Anyway, moved on from there. I'm now in Botswana. I'm up in the Okavango Delta. I'm sitting on a little inlet here that goes out to the delta, and I'm staying in the backpackers here. I'm really loving Botswana. I've had a really nice time here. It's a great place to go on safaris. You know, the wildlife is second to none, and it's renowned for it. And it was great. I mean, the safari I done the other day, you know, the stuff that I see. Elephants, I've never seen so many elephants. You know, wherever you went, they was there. And we're in the rainy season now, so you know, you got like quite a big green over coverage of everything, and that's why we didn't get to see any of the wild cats, because they can literally be, you know, 20-30 foot away from you, be hidden in all the foliage. But what we did see was truly amazing. But I'm staying here at a backpackers right on this little river. It's a beautiful little place. It's got a real fantastic vibe about it. A little bit tight in a way, that tight feeling when you're in the backpackers there. This has got it here, but I'll give you a little walk around. So this is what I'm looking out on, this river here, and I'll take you into the place itself, into the bar area. Everyone lounges at night, and it's really truly cool place. I walk past, everybody will think I'm nuts talking to the camera, but who gives a shit. Yeah, here's the bar. Yeah, so you see what I say about the feel of the place. Got a billiards table, they've got a fire that goes on there overnight, little pool. I'm staying in a little place over there. It's a tent. It's got its own bathroom facilities and all the rest of it, but really nice. And you know, it's quite cheap as things go. So now Botswana's more expensive than South Africa. Moving on to Zambia today. I've got a long drive up there. Couldn't get out of this place by flight. The only bus that I could get out of it took me, you know, a long way out of the way I want to go. I have to jump off of it and then hitchhike. I didn't fancy standing there in the sun, burning me nuts off, waiting for a car to give me a lift. Lucky enough, I managed to sort out a hire car that I can drop off by the edge of the border and then go into Zambia. So when I get there, I'll give you the next update on what's been happening in my little world. So bye bye everyone, bye. I'm living in a backpackers just by a river here in the Okavango Delta, just staying in a tent just beyond these trees here, and living on this river. You wouldn't believe the noise that's here. The sounds of frogs, bugs, you name it, just banging away. It's really quite deafening, let alone that all these bloody things could flying onto you, flying up your bloody legs, biting you. Yeah, the joys of living here in Africa. Listen to this. But it's only going to get better from now on as well. Bye. Yeah. Amazing what you see driving down the road on the way to Kasan. Elephants everywhere.